Am I the asshole for not wanting people to call me mama after the birth of my son? I am a new mom, I have a 6-week-old, and I have noticed a few people have started not calling me by my name and calling me mama instead. I don't know why, but I kind of find it insulting. Yes, I am my son's mother, but I'm not yours. I am still me. I still have a name and an identity other than being a mom. I have a career, a social life, and am not bound to being just a mom as I do a lot of other things. Being a mom doesn't define me. In saying that, I do love my son more than anything in the world. In some context people say things like, "How are you going, mama? Oh mama, your baby is so cute, get well soon mama, good job mama," etc. I know it's probably out of endearment, but I really cannot get used to it as it irks me. Am I the asshole for wanting to tell people to use my name instead? Should I say something or leave it? It just really upsets me as it feels like people have forgotten who I was before. Not the asshole, being a mother is not your identity. Don't have kids, but I totally get it. Not the asshole, but you should ease up on the tension around it. Calmly correct people, which you may have to do several times, and even prep a spiel for it. I.e., Janice, I know you mean it sweetly, but I prefer to be referred to by my name. It's important to me to feel as myself and not just my role as a mother. Edit, I mean you're only 6 weeks in. The cutesy phase may also wear off. Nah. You're not the asshole for not liking it, but they're also not for using it as they aren't doing it to offend you. Honestly, it will probably wear off. My youngest is 5 and the only times in years it's been done is at the doctor's office. Usually when the kids are getting vaccines and it's like a "hey mama, can you hold her arms" type of thing from the nurse. I don't feel the need to correct someone I hopefully only see once a year though. If I had a person constantly in my life doing it, I'd definitely ask them to stop. A very gentle "you are the asshole." They mean it as a noun and acknowledgement, not a replacement for your name. If you were on your honeymoon and someone said, "How is our beautiful bride today?" would you freak out? Or would you understand it's shorthand for, "Hey, this married stuff is new and I'm acknowledging it may feel strange." As others have pointed out, it doesn't last long. Nah. Nothing wrong with your preference. If you haven't said anything, can't blame people for knowing it bothers you. Nah, you're right, it is likely meant out of endearment, so just say, "Could you use my name, please? I'm proud of being a mom, but I don't want to be addressed that way by people who aren't my kids." If they do anything other than apologize and comply, shut that shit down. It's not an unreasonable request and it should be easy for people to do. No assholes here, you have every right to be annoyed that people have been calling you mama instead of your name. However, I'll bet that the people doing it are saying it just because you're new to motherhood, and they're probably not aware that it irks you. You could tell them you don't like being called mama and to stop, but I honestly think it will wear off in the next coming weeks anyway. Congratulations on your son. Thanks for the advice. I am totally not one of those mums who can't leave their baby alone. I've left him with my husband to go shopping and get my nails done. I missed him, yeah, but I don't feel guilty about leaving him for an hour or two to take care of myself. I told one of the mothers in group about it and she looked at me like I told her I threw my baby in front of a train. She said, "OMG, I could never leave him, I would feel so bad," and then asked me if I hated my son, lol. Nah, it's a bit of a custom in some societies and groups, but you don't have to go along with it. I hate seeing online handles like JakesMom because people are still people without defining themselves relative to others. But people are conditioned to use names. And #X200B. I'd really like it if you still called me Jane is fine. Not the asshole. Whether it's well-intentioned or not, if you don't like being called mama, then you shouldn't have to put up with it. When someone does call you mama, I would suggest you just politely explain that you don't like it and ask them to call you by your name. If they're reasonable, they should be fine with it, and if they don't like it, that's their problem. Lol, have you tried calling them baby in response? Nah. I completely understand where you're coming from, but there's a possibility that we can't help doing this. Think about it, the adults have changed their vocabulary to what will be the baby's vocabulary, helping to teach the baby that you are mama, mum. It's like how a lot of people instinctively baby talk. If you look at a baby's brain activity when they listen to baby talk and then normal speech, baby talk is what gets them paying attention. Just a thought, winking face. Nah. You're allowed to have your preferences as far as what you're called. The people calling you mama aren't trying to erase your identity, though. As you said, it could be a term of endearment. Many people don't see a mama as less than, they see it as a position of honor. Where I'm from, there's a practical reason for it, too. People refer to the mother and father as mama and daddy or even dada for the benefit of the child. That's how they will know you, unless you prefer to be called by your actual name, of course. Your baby cannot talk just yet, but your baby is listening and processing. Babies begin to associate words with people and objects long before they repeat them. Not the asshole. I have not been a mother, but I can understand where you're coming from. I'm a twin, meaning that my entire life I've been referred to as __s sister or, with us as a whole, the twins, and it really does demean your sense of identity. But while it is frustrating, it is something people do out of practice and, as you said, endearment, so I'd politely correct them, please call me __. OMG, I hate mama, so many adults called me that while pregnant and after it was like, please stop. So yucky. Nah. It is from a place of endearment, but just let them know you don't want it. Not the asshole. I don't like it either. I find it creepy. The only people who should be calling someone mama are the kids and anyone referencing you to the kids, i.e., go ask mama, little Timmy. Sort of the asshole. This will stop very shortly. It's because you are fresh. Not the asshole. You can say something if you want. Not the asshole, I hate this too. Not the asshole, and I've always considered people who called others who wasn't their parent mama or mother weird. This happened to me after I had my daughter. It feels weird and awkward and diminishes your identity of an individual outside of just a mom. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but it is just one of those things people do when someone has a baby. I think most will ease off after a bit, but ultimately if it really bugs you that much, you're obviously free to say something. Just don't be surprised if people are a bit taken aback. Not the asshole. You can and should ask people to not call you things that make you uncomfortable. People are assuming that you're okay with it, and that's not okay. I think it's a perfectly valid reason to have a conversation about it. Not the asshole, I find that practice incredibly irritating, just as someone hearing people do it to others. Nah. Mama is shorthand for you in your new role as mother to an infant. Get well soon as you recover from becoming a mother. You must be a proud new mother because your baby is so cute. You're doing a great job with your new role as a mother. You can get upset about it, but it really seems kinda pointless. You can tell people you don't like to be referred to as mama by them, it will just sound like you're throwing their statements of support right back in their face. Is it used in the way like, "Yas mama, you go girl," when people say it to you? Because that's definitely not the way it's being used in this context. Nah. I felt the same way when I had my daughter. It took some adjusting to get comfortable to the mama comments, but it really is just a term of endearment. They're not saying it to be rude, or mean to you, or absolve your identity. They think they're being sweet. As the baby gets older, the mama comments from random people will die down, and be replaced with a kid saying "mommy" all the damn time. Just rapid fire, "mommy, mommy, mommy." No assholes here, just communicate your preferences. No one knows you don't like this quite common way of endearment, when you don't say so. If people choose to ignore that, the YMD be the ah. Nah. You are definitely not an asshole, but I do want to point out that I don't think people use it because they only see you as mom now. I do this a lot, and it's because most of the women I've met take insane pride in being a new mom, not saying you don't at all, and they find it feels good to be acknowledged by this new part of their identity that they're proud of. That being said, if someone told me not to, I absolutely wouldn't call them that. Like, if you get a promotion and someone calls you by your new job title instead of your name. I got a promotion 6 months ago, and some of my coworkers will still say, "Okay, counselor," and it makes me smile. I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling like you do, and you should absolutely tell people to call you by your name if that's what you prefer. Just offering a different perspective. Info: are they just doing this in front of your child or when you are with friends and family too? No assholes here, I don't think you're in the wrong for wanting to be called by your name. As you said, you're still you. I don't have a children, but I've seen the people in my life that have given birth struggle with the same thing, having their identities erased and replaced with mom. You're not in the wrong for feeling that way, and it's not wrong to be assertive. Will you get pushback? Probably. And you may have to decide at that point if it's worth continuing that discussion or not. But, hopefully, you'll also get people that will respect where you're coming from. Not the asshole. No one is on the wrong for their preference for what people call them. Nah. Many people think it's cute. You don't. Ask them to stop, and if they don't, they're the assholes. Not the asshole, but you might want to start carefully picking your battles. Unless you're singing Bohemian Rhapsody to me, don't call me mama. Not the asshole. Personally, I mostly enjoyed it when I was a new mom, it made me feel good. But if you don't, I think it's okay to speak up. No assholes here. People are letting you know what they're asking you about when saying how it going mama. They're not asking how things are at work, they're asking how things are with the baby. You're not an asshole for feeling that your identity has changed, in a big way it has. Not the asshole. Oof, I feel this one. Strangers started calling me mama or mom when I was pregnant with my first kid, and it set my teeth on edge. Not the asshole. It's really fucking annoying and weird, and I'm glad someone feels this way too. Signed, mom of 3 who is living in the South USA. Face with rolling eyes. Not the asshole. I'm currently pregnant and am dreading this. Nah. It is a pretty common thing that people do, so I'm sure that the people calling you mama are not meaning to falsely identify you as only a mom. And you're not the asshole for feeling the way you do about it. I would just calmly ask them not to call you that, and if they ask why, just say that although you are a proud mama to your baby, it makes you uncomfortable having others call you that. YWN. Be the asshole. You should say something, and if they stop or try to understand, then NAH. I think this happens to a lot of new moms. It happened to me at least. I think it is stopping now that my child is older, but I'm not sure. It don't bother me, but it's fine if it bothers you. I think I've even said this to new moms without even thinking. Next time maybe I will give it some thought. Nah. I didn't like it at first either, but it goes away after a while for the most part. And the people who keep calling you mama, mostly are doing it from a place of sweetness. You could correct them, but you may also find you get used to it and it bugs you less over time. Nah. People are just trying to show excitement for your new motherhood, but you by all means can let people know you don't prefer it. If they keep calling you it, then they are ta. Not the asshole, but seriously pick your battles. Nah. It's honestly super weird. But I don't think they're assholes for doing so. They would be if they chose not to respect your wishes. I hate that. After I had my first child, I suffered postnatal depression, and every time someone called me that, I felt I had lost my identity. I was someone's wife, someone's mother, but there was no longer me. Lol. That reminds me how my mother used to tell everyone doing that, I am not your mother. After my sister had kids of her own, she tried to call our mom Oma, and my mom set her straight pretty quickly with the same sentence. She always hated, still does, if anyone calls her mama or Oma that is not her child or grandchild. I think it's totally valid. You are still your own person. Just tell people not to do that. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Because exactly what you said.